you're curious about spirituality and magical realism, if you have dreams that you don't know how to pursue and you need a little push to think a little differently, if you want to know more about what goes through the minds of the people who go on spiritual journeys, then you should definitely pick up The Mountains and the Masters by Anurag Sharma. Hello people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Melodramatic Bookworm family. Also welcome to my review of The Mountains and the Masters by Anurag Sharma, a book that is a combination of spiritual journey and magical realism and is an ode to the mountains. We always think of spiritual journeys as something profound, something out of this world. We've seen books that talk about spirituality as something heavy, something that you need to put aside your whole lives to dedicate our full attentions to, because they say that we can't attain true peace if we don't do it. Anurag Sharma's The Mountains and the Masters isn't one of those books. It is a lighter, sweeter book that asks a number of questions in order to teach you about the building blocks of life. There are so many things about this book that I want to tell you about, so without any further ado, let's dive right into this video and let me share with you my review of The Mountains and the Masters by Anurag Sharma. A quick bit of info before I start my review, however. If you're in India and would like to read this book, you can get the Kindle edition. The physical copy is not available at the moment. The link to the Kindle page will be in the description box below. If you're in any other country, both Kindle and physical copies are available for you. Arya lives in the Nile Valley with his grandmother, who has raised him and who dotes on him. Years ago, his father left on a quest to the Sun Temple in the Beyond Mountains and he hasn't been seen ever since. His mother also died a long time ago, heartbroken over the fact that she would never see the love of her life ever again. And this is probably why Arya feels such a deep connection to the mountains. He's always curious, he's always asking his grandmother questions, watching in wide-eyed awe as she told him stories, and dreaming of the day when he would set out on his own quest, on his own journey to discover what lay beyond. But one day when he is late returning from a shopping trip to the village, he discovers that his grandmother has passed away. Arya is heartbroken and alone, and he retreats into a shell, going through the motions of daily life, angry at fate and everything that took away the people that he loved the most. But when his friend comes to check on him, he tells him a story and in the process gives him a reality check, brings him back to reality. And as a result, Arya decides to shake himself out of the pall and set out on that long pending journey to the mountains. What Arya's journey looks like, the people he meets, the friends he makes, the lessons he learns, the emotions he feels, the obstacles he meets, how he overcomes them, and that final lap towards the destination that he has been longing for ever since he can remember is part of what The Mountains and the Masters is all about. There are quite a few things that I liked about this book. Here they are. The first and biggest thing that I absolutely loved about this book is that it has a lot of heart. Be it in Arya's interactions with his grandmother, the people he meets along the way, the relationships he builds, the questions he asks the universe about life or about the decisions that he takes, everything has a kind, warm meaning. The writing is poetic and lyrical, and it reminds you that there are beautiful things in the world that deserve to be talked about and mentioned in the exact way that the author is doing. Reading this book is like a breath of fresh air. You are transported to the mountains while the author is talking about them. You see yourself strolling down the mountain roads, taking in the greenery of the mountainside, breathing in the fresh air, squinting at a far off mountain peak and wishing you were there, just like Arya does. And when this is your experience with a book, anything seems possible. Real life feels more grounded and you feel motivated to do much more than you ever thought you could, which is exactly what happened with me. It felt like a push in the right direction. This is not a typical book that talks about spirituality. It won't tell you what to do in order to become more spiritual. It just narrates Arya's journey, and in his journey you will find so many truths, so many things to relate to, and so many experiences that you will want to have for yourself. The title, The Mountains and the Masters, is perfect for this book because this is about Arya's obsession and love for the mountains and all the masters that he meets on the way. These people range from his friends to circus folk to rich businessmen to sages, but he learns something from every single one of them, and that's why they become masters to him. Pay good attention and they will become that to you as well. The Mountains and the Masters gives you a glimpse into human behavior and its reasoning. The decisions that us humans take sometimes can be really strange and seemingly without reason. But in talking about Arya's journey, through Arya's journey, this book tells us that even these decisions can have their own reasons, irrespective of how obscure those reasons might be. Arya and his grandmother living in the valley, looking after their farm, looking after the animals, etc., etc. It gave me major Krish vibes. I'm a huge Hrithik Roshan fan, okay? And in spite of Krish not being one of his best movies, this similarity just put a huge smile on my face, just like I'm smiling now. This particular quote here has my whole heart. He had often heard about wise men. Dada had told him some sages performed miraculous feats in the valley to attain the highest wisdom. Now he realized there was wisdom everywhere. All one had to do was have the inner vision to see and learn from it, to remain open and sincere. And this is a perfect summing up of what The Mountains and the Masters is trying to say. The concept of the book is great, but there are a few things in this book that could have been corrected or polished to push this book into brilliant territory. Here are the things that I did not like. Although the writing is poetic, it does get a little extra at times. It's like sweets. If you eat them in moderation, they're fine, they're amazing. But if you eat excess sweet, then it can make your teeth hurt. It also gets abrupt in some places. For example, at one point he is looking around and he is admiring the view or something, and then immediately he goes something like, how would it be if I experienced another life in the past? So the setting and the dialogue, these thoughts, they seem a little disconnected, to be honest. Most times it is quick, snappy, witty and to the point, but there are some times that the sentences become too awkward, and jumping between these two types of sentences can be a little jarring. And so is the timing of some of the heavy questions that this book is supposed to ask, which again plays into the awkwardness that I was just talking about, and it also puts into doubt the effectiveness of the questions that it's asking. The intermittent poetry isn't my least favorite thing, but I didn't like it all that much. It reminded me a lot of the poetry that I wrote as a kid, only looking back on it as an adult makes me wonder what was going on with me. The book starts off at a good pace, the writing being lovely even, like I mentioned before, but it flags towards the end with sentence structures and logic going on to take a fine long nap. Even though I have quite a few complaints with the book, I do think that The Mountains and the Masters is a great introduction to the combination of spirituality and magical realism. It will give you that push to follow your dreams, because no matter what you do, the journey you take to that destination will be much sweeter and educational than anything else. In Arya's case, the journey is literally that. A journey on foot, a journey by caravan, a journey on hike. Do read The Mountains and the Masters if you're looking for a book about such a journey and more. And if you do, a quick reminder that readers in India can only get the Kindle edition at the moment. The link to that page will be in the description box below. If you are in any other country, both formats, both physical and Kindle, are available. So that was my review of The Mountains and the Masters by Anurag Sharma. What did you think of this video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Have you read The Mountains and the Masters? If yes, what did you think of it? If not, will you go and pick this book up after watching my review? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please like it and share it to spread the word. And if you like my content and would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified as and when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.